Well, he was Time Magazine's Person of the Year 2 years ago. Now a review of President Obama that is not as glowing. On the cover of Time Magazine this week, they bluntly declare how he lost his mojo. What changed? Liz Trotter is an author, journalist, and a Fox News contributor who joins us now with a commentary, as she does every Sunday at this time. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning, Eric.
Well, the Time Magazine, at least, is certainly singing a different tune this week.
Right. Oh, those good old days in 2008 when he was Person of the Year, and a fawning, overwritten piece entitled Why History Can't Wait accompanied their choice of Person of the Year. And now, 19 months later, we have a piece called How Barack Obama Became Mr. Unpopular. Let's take a look at some of the quotes from the piece of 19 months ago when Obama was first about to take office, and now. Then, in the waning days of his extraordinary year and on the cusp of his presidency, what now seems most salient about Obama is the opposite of flashy, the antithesis of rhetoric. He gets things done. He is a man about his business, a Mr. Fix-It going to Washington. That was then. And here's now. As his poll numbers fell, Obama responded with his perpetual cool. When challenged about his declining popularity, the president tended to deflect the blame to the state of the economy, the ferocity of the news cycle, and right-wing misinformation campaigns. And now let's go back to then. His arrival on the scene feels like a step into the next century. His genome is global. His mind is innovative. His world is networked, and his spirit is democratic. Perhaps it takes a new face to see the promise in a future that now looks dark. And how about now? In more confiding moments, aides admit that the peak of Obama's popularity may have been inflated, a fleeting result of elation at the prospect of change, and national pride in electing the first African-American president. As one White House aide puts it, quote, "It was sort of fake," close quote. So there you are. Four examples of how the mainstream media seems to be doing not just a 180, but a 360-degree change in its handling of Obama.
And do you think that other media will follow suit?
Well, we know, and I know you read Frank Rich every morning, Eric, every Sunday morning. We know that Frank Rich, he's not popular with Frank Rich anymore either, of the New York Times. Rich has written a really scathing piece saying that Obama gave a bloodless speech on the war, and that he seems to have lost his ability to hear what the people are saying. Remember, all this is against the backdrop of Obama coming into office with a 67% popularity rating and now standing in the mid-40s, and of course Rasmussen poll yesterday had him down to 42. So how the world has changed. How about your Frank Rich reading?
Well, doesn't this always go in cycles? I mean, you know, they build him up, then they knock him down, then they build him up, then they knock him down, and it'll just take something before he's built up again.
Well,
it just
that's
goes
true.
with the territory.
That's true, but you're almost defending the mainstream media, Eric, and I'm getting a little bit worried.
But I think that's the cycle. And oftentimes, you know, I mean, it depends upon the news. It's something that cannot be controlled in the way the media reacts to it.
But, you know, if you've lost Frank Rich, I think you've lost a lot of liberal support, wouldn't you say?
Well, I'm reminded of LBJ saying on Vietnam that they lost Walter Cronkite, they lost America. Could that similarly...
I was thinking of that when I said it.
Yep.
But the two, Rich, plus there's many other pieces too, and especially on the blogs. The blogs are now ripping up the president for sport, and they have gone much more whole hog on this than mainstream media, even though mainstream media, as evidenced by Frank Rich's piece today, is changing its tune. There are no results, and there's a sense of betrayal.
All right, Liz, we're out of time. This is certainly not the end of that, and there's a lot more to go. 2 more years, certainly.